Welcome to the Webby O'Neill channel. Manchester United 4, Chelsea 1. Absolutely storming game, in my opinion, Keir. What's yours?
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea in that first half, we've got to admit, haven't we, they had some chances.
Yeah.
And it's the same old story for Chelsea. They've not had a centre-forward this season. If they had one here tonight, it might not have been 2-0 going into half-time, because in the wide areas, they did look dangerous, and at certain points as well, going through midfield. I think you mentioned earlier on, off camera, that Frank Lampard said that they've come here to win, and they did set up to come here and win and to express themselves. And Man United at times, when they were attacking Chelsea, we've took it to our advantage, and a lot of the time counter-attacked as well.
Well, Casemiro there, great header, great ball, but the second goal, what do you think of that goal?
Second goal.
That
no-look pass from Casemiro.
That no-look, yeah. The dummy.
Yeah, the typical Ronaldinho no-look pass. And to be honest with you, especially in recent weeks, I've heavily criticised Sancho that I've not been seeing enough from him, from what I've expected from him. And tonight, I thought he played really well. I thought a lot of his stuff, especially with his link-up play and his running and his defensive work, was spot on tonight. And they're the type of performances where I expect him now to build on it. I hope to see him in the game against Fulham with that confidence he should have got from tonight, going into that Fulham game. And let's see if he can push to be a starter against City in the final.
Ten Hag, very disappointed with that first half. Has he got a point about being disappointed?
Yeah, even though we went in 2-0 up, like we just said there, Chelsea had chances. They did have chances, and any other team with a centre-forward would have scored 1 or 2 goals in that first half. And me personally, I think he would have gone in there and he'd have given him a bit of a right act, to be honest with you, because Chelsea at times found it too easy in midfield, going past the likes of Eriksen and Casemiro at times, not all the time, but at times, and then getting it out into the wide areas. And I think he would have said a few choice words, but in that second half, you seen Bruno within, I think, was it the first minute, 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Hit the bar, nice little pass from Jadon Sancho.
Garnacho hit the bar.
Yeah, Garnacho hit the bar as well. But we come out in that second half and we look more of an attacking threat.
But more solid, do you think?
Yeah, we're limited their chances, because like we say, and it's clear and obvious to everyone out there, they did have chances, but we limited their chances to what they had in the first half, and we looked, like you say, a lot more compact and a lot more as an attacking threat as a team.
I think tonight there, the crowd got behind United. They thoroughly enjoyed that second half. I mean, I actually loved the game. I thought it was a great game. And tactically wise, I wasn't really bothered, because once you could see we'd qualified for Europe, I mean, it was just an enjoyable game.
Yeah, of course, as fans, that's what it was all about tonight. It wasn't really about the performance. It was just about getting that point.
That top 4.
Us in our match preview, we were saying that we expect United to treat Chelsea, as cannon fodder. And that's what we've done tonight at 4-1. And some people out there might say, oh, well, the scoreline didn't really reflect the game. But at the end of the day, if you score 4 goals and they score a goal, it has reflected the game, because it's 4-1, end of. And at the end of the day, Manchester United tonight, pressure on them as well to make sure they got that point. Chelsea come here with about a bit of a free run, as to say, we've got nothing to play for. Let's just go out and attack. And they did do that. And I think Man United, especially in the second half, controlled the game and played it out well.
What I've noticed, lots of fans out there are talking about, and they're debating about, what did they do for Sunday against Fulham? I think we should put a strong. What's your opinion?
Well, it looks like Anthony might be a bit of a miss, because the way he went off the pitch earlier tonight, I've not had any updates or seen anything, so let us know in the comments, but it didn't look good for him coming off, so I'm not expecting him to start. But as a team, me personally, if you're going into that City game, you don't really want to risk too many key players. So for me, it is a bit of a tough one, because for me, who's the goal-scoring threat in our team, the main one? For me, it's Marcus Rashford. I know Martial got on the score sheet tonight, and that's a good thing for Martial, with confidence going into these next 2 games that we've got. But for me, I'd probably rest Rashford, give Garnacho a game against Fulham, and I'd probably, be a bit wary about starting Casemiro, because if we miss him, if he was to get injured and we miss him for that cup final, I mean, that's a massive blow on top of another player we've already got missing in Martinez.
Well, looking forward to that game on Fulham. I'm looking forward to it. I actually believe, and listening to Ten Hag after the game there tonight, he wants to win the game. I think he
wants to win every game. Good is not good enough. How many times have we heard that? Every single game that he goes into, he wants to win the game. And that's why, because the majority of the season, we've seen Manchester United start with the strongest 11 possible 9 times out of 10. And that's why I'm a little bit like that of what he will start with and what he won't start with. But for me personally, just as a fan, I'd like to see Rashford and Casemiro rested, because they're our 2 big game players, and we need them fresh and fit going into that City game, because large parts of that City game, we will have to defend. Let's have it right. We are going to have to hold them, control them, and then break, and more or less be the best we can be on the counter-attacks. And I think Casemiro there, the balls that he can thread through in creating attacks. Hopefully Marcus Rashford, for me, is fit. He plays out on that left-hand side against City.
Tonight, great, enjoyable game. To be honest with you, I don't think there's any reason or why we should pick on certain things what went wrong tonight, because it was just an end-of-season game, qualified top 4, and very, very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Before we go, is there anything else, Kieran?
Yeah, no, like you just said there, it wasn't all pretty tonight.
No.
Like I say, we was looking at each other, especially in that first, let's say,
pulling faces.
20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like, hang on a minute.
What's going on here?
Absolutely slapping down.
We weren't that happy, trust me.
Yeah, we was absolutely slapping down Chelsea in our match preview. Like, you just cannon fodder. You ain't got a clue what you're doing.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're just having a laugh and a joke as fans, as Manchester United fans.
Yeah.
We do know a little bit about football, that Chelsea won't come in and just give up.
No.
But, we were looking at each other like, hang on a minute, we've got to get a grip of this. The back 4, the midfield, because they were making runs, and Manchester United were getting caught out. But again, like you've just pointed out, it's one of them games where it's like end of the season, we just need the point. And I think all the players done terrific tonight, and a big special mention for Jadon Sancho, because like I say, I've given him a lot of criticism in the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Justified criticism?
No, justified criticism, because he's not been performing. But tonight, I thought he'd done really well, and I expect him now to build on that going forward into the future.
Well, looking forward to that Fulham game, and I'm actually looking forward to how Ten Hag approaches it, because it is a match before the cup final, and he has to get it right.
One thing I will say before we go on, going into that cup final, let me know what you think as well. I think Eriksen's an absolute class player. He shows his class in moments in games like he did tonight at set pieces. But for me personally, when you're going into that City game, I think we need legs in that midfield, and I do think he will actually end up playing Fred alongside Casemiro. We've seen it against City here in January. Fred man-marked De Bruyne out the game completely for 60 minutes.
Good point.
And I do think against City, he will go with Fred. Maybe that might be in the number 10 role to try and get in and around Rodri and drop Bruno back alongside Casemiro. But I do believe that we might have to start Fred in that game just to get the tackles in and get in and around him, because for me, later on in the games, around about that 50, 60 minute mark, Eriksen's performance, his legs do drop off, and that's understandable, with his age and etc.
And the amount of games
he's played this season. And we've seen with Fred over the last 2 to 3 weeks, he's not really been getting that many minutes. So maybe Ten Hag, in the way he looks at games going forward, he's got this City game in mind where he wants Fred fresh just to start in that game. But that's just my own opinion. Let me know what yours is. And
do you know something? Is give a good debating point there, because I'm actually warming to that. And I think you and I'll discuss it more later. But you, let us know what you think about Fred. Fred for the cup final. Hey, listen, smash the like button, get your comments in, and we'll be back in a couple of days with another video. Thank you very much.
We are in the Champions League as well next year. Can't wait for it.
I can't wait for it.
Can't wait for it. I'm looking forward to it. Sorry, just to blab on right here. But this summer transfer window now is so important. I mean, really so important, because there's no point going into a competition as big as the Champions League. Let's face it, Manchester United belong in the Champions League. And that's not me as a Manchester United fan being arrogant or anything like that. Manchester United are one of the main attractions in the world in football. That's where we belong. And Erik Ten Hag this summer has got a massive job on his hands in making sure we recruit the right players in the right areas, get new owners in and give them the money to spend. And if that happens, I'm really looking forward to next year.
You've got me at it, son.
Thank you.
Thank you.